Hey, Mama. To wrap up these amazing bonus episodes, we have Lisa Avila, who is one of the mamas inside of the Social Media Detox Club. Lisa is a certified business strategist, coach, and founder of Poppy Grove. With 25 plus years of experience in branding, marketing, and community building, Lisa helps mompreneurs gain clarity, build the foundation of their businesses, and take bold action. In her spare time, she likes to get lost in a redwood grove, cheer on her three sons during their sporting events, and advocate for underrepresented students and families in California. In this episode from her YouTube channel, Entrepreneur Truth Talk, she interviews Holl-lee Lawrence, the founder of Embrace Wellness, where they talk about how to prioritize self-care as a mom in business, why it's critical as a mama, finding joy in your work, building a strong community, and so much more. This is such a good episode and topic for us mamas in business. All right, let's jump into today's bonus episode. Hey mama, are you tired of feeling stressed and overwhelmed trying to grow your online business with your babies at home? You desire more flexibility in your day, allowing you to pour into your family, yourself, and your business without running yourself into the ground. Mama, you can build your dream business and do it in a way that fits your current season of life. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Welcome to the Mama Turned Mompreneur podcast. I'm your host, Andria Singletary, daughter of the king, wife, mama of two, and life and business coach for mompreneurs. On this podcast, you will learn business strategies made for mamas just like you, who desire to be successful CEOs and fully present mamas without stress or overwhelm. So whether you're an entrepreneur who transitioned to a mompreneur or a mama turned mompreneur, I am here to support you. So grab your coffee, notebook, and pen, put in those earbuds, and let's dig in.
Hi, everyone. Lisa Holl-lee here, business strategist and coach. And today we are here for another Truth Talk. And I am with Holl-lee Lawrence. She is a therapist and the owner of Embrace Wellness. Welcome, Holl-lee.
Thank you, Lisa, so much for having me.
Yay. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to dive into all things wellness and what you've got going on.
Woo.
All right. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and who you serve?
Sure, I would love to. Okay, so I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I have been practicing for a decade and a half. I got my perinatal mental health certification after COVID started. I retired from working for the county and I started my own business. And then 3 months later, COVID hit and I had just had my second son. And my world just kind of turned on its head. And I really, really struggled with perinatal anxiety. And I recognized if I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and I am drowning, like, I don't know who else might be struggling. And so it really became dear to my heart. I took a big 4-hour certification test, and then I've been exclusively working mostly with people going through pregnancy, after delivery, perinatal mood disorders, infertility. And I kept seeing over and over again people saying, I need more connection. This is really isolating. I'm with these children all day long, but I still feel disconnected. I miss my old life. I miss my old body. And so in January, I started a wellness business called Embrace Wellness. And we have a fitness program called Whole Mama Fitness. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Wow. Yeah. You are doing so much for the community. I see you on Instagram all the time with these different events that you're doing and all these mamas that you're helping. And it's beautiful. It's so needed. Thank you.
I love it. So the way that I started this business was all of last year, I had a lot of health concerns going on. It was never diagnosable. And so we finally realized it was stress. And I was doing so much for seeing way too many clients. I was just burning myself out with my kiddos, trying to do all these things that didn't really bring me that much joy, but they were familiar and they were what I was supposed to be doing. And I finally had an aha moment of there's nothing more important than my health. And if mama is well, everybody around her is well. And so I really took a big inventory of how I was working, how I was living, how I was caring for my body, how I was parenting. And I said, I'm just going to start a new business and I'm going to do all the things in my business that I want to do for myself. And so it's been the greatest thing ever because my best friend is a personal trainer. She was down to start the fitness program with me. I've gotten to do all these community workshops, meet so many new people. It's just fantastic.
Wow. I always tell people, find your passion, turn that into a profit, and you're doing exactly that. And I know it's not because of the profit, because I know you, but it certainly helps when you have family to feed and things you want to do, right?
Yeah. It's that was kind of my okay, how am I gonna work out more with the schedule that I have, with how, young my kids still are and all of the things I like to do for them. And so I was like, well, if I'm getting paid to work out and it's with the people that I want to be spending my time with anyway, isn't this like a triple win? And then our fitness program has become this beautiful community village as well. And so even if I wasn't getting paid for it, I would still be doing it because I'm obsessed. It's been the greatest thing in my whole life, besides my children. But yeah, obviously, on most, oh yeah, except for right before bed, and right before school, and when they're hungry,
all the things,
and, yeah,
or when they become teenagers.
Oh, bless, yeah. No, that's. Sometimes I'm looking at my 4-year-old just thinking this is going to be so interesting when you're doing the same stuff, but then you're taller than me and can drive. This will be really enjoyable. Yeah.
But you'll be prepared.
Yeah. And I'll have an even stronger village by then because we're just going to keep building it. And I can just send him to somebody else and say, I think you need to have a chat with him because I can't. Right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So I want to tell everyone that you are here in the North County, Central Coast of California. And so you are leading your fitness groups in, if I'm correct, Atascadero and Templeton. Is that correct?
Yeah. So on Mondays, we're at the park, Tom Germain Park, also called Bethel Park. It's past the hospital on Los Tablas. And so that one, you can bring any age kiddos as well. So we have anywhere from 1-year-olds to 5 or 6-year-olds. And then we're working out, playing music while they're playing. And then on Wednesdays, it's at S6 Karate Studio at 9 a.m. And that's in Atascadero in the Wildfields Wildfields complex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the brewery.
By the brewery, yeah. But it's always interesting because they're bumping their music in the morning and then we're bumping Whitney Houston. So it's a very fun morning vibe. I'm sure the Chamber of Commerce doesn't really love it so much, but
that's hilarious.
We have a blast.
Oh, you back?
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, there we go. Sometimes I use Riverside Studio, everyone, and sometimes it is fantastic for recording these, and then sometimes it's a little slow, but that's how tech works, so we're rolling with it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Holly, do you consider yourself a mompreneur?
Well, I don't know what that means, but I believe yes. Please tell me what it is, and then I'll tell you.
Well, I've been asking people lately, do you consider yourself an entrepreneur or business owner? I mean, I find them to be very similar. Entrepreneur, you're kind of stepping outside of the box of having a business, I think, because you're creating your own ideas of what business looks like, as opposed to, I don't know, just going and opening a car wash, if that makes sense. But also being a mother to me is a business. And so putting that together of the mompreneur. Is that a good explanation? Okay.
When I proposed this business to my husband,
you are a mompreneur then, I guess.
He said, you're already really busy. How will this, am I still lagging or can you hear me?
You're back.
Okay.
That's good.
I came to him and I said, I have an idea. I need to start doing all of these things for my own health, but I'd like to turn them into a business. And together we talked about it. And he said, how can you make sure that it's adding more to our kids' lives and making you more available or more well, and not just taking more energy than you're already spending on your current private practice business. And so I made sure to sit down intentionally and really consider what are the amount of hours that I could give to this business? What is the amount of funding that I can give to this business? How will I know that it's worthwhile? How can I keep checking in with my family to make sure that they find me to be present and available and getting to do some of these things with me. Because that was the other part of why I really wanted to open this business, is because I can't bring my kids to work with me. There is, yes, one time my son walked in on a session when he got dropped off by his friend, and I was still at my office with a client, but like, they're not supposed to come to work with me. And that's really hard. And so like now I bring Jack every Monday to workouts. William comes with me to the Mom Walk Collective when we go on a hike. And so it's really beautiful because I guess I am a mompreneur, because everything I'm doing is helping me be more well, including them, and then also building our local village stronger. And so they've got more friends and more mamas in their lives, more aunties. And so absolutely. And I really like, I keep hearing from other people, like, seems to be the happiest you've ever been. Like, I really see the joy back in you. Like, you're not constantly ill or overwhelmed. And so I guess, yes, absolutely. I would consider myself a mompreneur.
Yeah. I love all of that. And I love that they get to see you in action. They get to see you helping your community and working. So I know I would drop my littles off at daycare, all day, pick them up at 5:30, figure out what we were going to eat. And they just knew that mom was off at work, but they had no idea what I was doing. Right. So they get to see you creating something. And sometimes you do have to drop them off at daycare, and that's just the way it goes. But being able to have your own thing and bring them with you sometimes. Yeah. That's nice. So nice.
Like, they'll see Whole Mama Fitness flyers and they'll point it out. They want me to make them shirts like my shirt. Like, William says, like, he wants to have a whole kid fitness, like he's going to run it. Like, and so it's really neat because they are into it. They give me suggestions. They tell me when one of my videos is dumb. Like, William helps me film stuff. Like, the other day, my friend Bernice and I were filming something and we just couldn't get it right. And he goes, give me the phone, I'll do it. And sure enough, he took all of these reels for us and they were awesome. So it's really, sometimes I have to drive them a little bit of like, we have to do this really quick and then we'll go get Pokemon cards. But like, they like to be part of it. They love to be involved. So yeah.
So great. They're little entrepreneurs as well. And having the little
own business, actually, Lawrence Brothers Construction. And it's already up and running. They build all kinds of things. Yeah.
See, there you go.
They're going to do what's the junior CEO program through the chamber. They're going to do it next time with their construction business. They're very excited. Yes.
That's fantastic.
I know. Keep her busy and then they'll stay out of trouble, right?
Yeah,
that was my old career, was working with teenagers at the county. So I'm very purposeful about if my kids can be rooted in this community, if they can be playing baseball, if they can be volunteering, if they can be seeing good stuff being done and they like it and they want to model that, then I am really, really, that's priceless to me. That if I know so many people in our community and they're looking out for my kids and they've got eyes on them, like that, maybe, I mean, they're still going to do dumb. There's no possible way they won't. They come from me. I do dumb stuff. So, it's going to happen, but I feel purposeful about what I'm doing. So.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And, I will say, I mean, we are two white women talking about this, right? So this is a privilege for sure.
Yes.
That we are able to give this to our kids.
Instagram as well, of like, I recognize that I am a middle class white lady. So I'm going to always come from a place of privilege, but I also am really appreciative of what I'm able to offer given what I have. And that also I recognize that I'm very, very, very lucky and blessed.
Yeah. Well, and you've worked hard to get where you are, right? And I appreciate that about you.
All the time and work with some really, really gnarly stuff. And I definitely had some trials by fire. I was not always a therapist in a pretty private practice office. And I worked in a closet at Fairgrove Elementary when I was a trainee. Like, they didn't have an office for me. So I was in the janitor's closet and I would run a group in there for 4 kids. It was definitely not like beautiful downtown Atascadero. Yeah. It was,
but I don't think I ever told you that. Gave you no, but I mean, I worked for Cap Slow, so right, like we worked with county and all the different things, and I mean, you see some stuff, but it also like gives you empathy, and now you are taking that and giving back to your community. So, I mean, we could have like a whole other chat sometime about our privilege, but what we're trying to do with it, and I don't see you as like sitting up here of like, this is how you should be. What I love about you is that you're so authentic and you're snarky like me, right?
Sometimes Sometimes I don't stop, think, then speak. Sometimes I just speak and then I have to whoop.
But I know from experience of watching you that people appreciate that, especially teenagers appreciate that because you're not that like stuffy, mean adult telling them what they should and shouldn't do, right? You're sitting next to them, listening.
Yep.
And that's what, we all need that. We all need someone to listen to us.
Yep.
Safely.
Yeah. And in my private practice, I take all insurances because I was doing private pay before. And I mean, I'm a big fan of therapy in any way, shape, or form that it can be accessible to all. But for me, I do take insurance because I believe it's something that people should be able to get for $15 because it is, if a mama is getting some therapy or a teenager is getting therapy and they're understanding what's going on and they're able to not be unkind to themselves or others and be well, then our whole community benefits.
Yes. We need more of that. Thank you for doing the work. I don't know, but that's okay. We're just rolling with it because
I said
we're mompreneurs.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the club now.
Well, we're just used to like shit going crazy. I'll just say it. I'm sorry, that's not trauma-informed word. See? Talking to a therapist, I better watch what I say.
Okay. You'll never get in trouble from me, Krista.
Thank you. Yep. I do try. I really do. I wanted to ask you what you've got coming up because I know, I believe it's May 3rd, Sip and Shop.
This Friday, yeah. So that was another motivation for starting my business, actually, was I am in downtown Atascadero and there's so much going on down here. It's beautiful. It's mainly female-owned businesses, a lot of them. And so I was always like, I want to participate, but what would I offer? Like, you can have a 10-minute consultation. You can be on my wait list for 4 months. Like, that doesn't feel very participatory. And so I was like, okay, if I have like a wellness business, then I can do this stuff. And so I got to participate in the February Sip and Shop, and it was so fun. I met so many people. I served Rowdy Mermaid kombuchas. And so this time it's, To Be Honest beverage company, and it's owned by Michelle, and she does CBD infused drinks. And so she really is tailored toward sober curious people who are alcohol free and offering an elevated drink option. And so it kind of tastes like a gin beverage, but it obviously doesn't have alcohol in it, and it's very relaxing and soothing. So she'll be pouring. You can buy her bottles. And then my friend Jamie Stewart, she is also, I worked with her at the county for years and years and years, and now she has her own private practice and she does neurofeedback. So if you've ever seen on my Instagram, when I have all the electrodes hooked up to my head and I'm doing brain training, she will be offering that at the Sip and Shop for 15-minute increments. And then anyone who does one with her, she'll give a deal to for additional sessions at her office.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so we're just doing cool stuff. So it's going to be really fun. And we'll also have water because I'm a hydration station. So it's 5:30 to 8 p.m. You can get tickets online at the chamber, or you can get them the day of.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I love how you're bringing the wellness into that with new things that people probably come by and say, what's that? And can experience it in a way where it doesn't feel so intimidating.
Right. And it's neat too, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to do therapy. And I'm like, cool, don't do therapy. Do something though. If you're feeling in distress, if you're feeling anxious, if you're having trouble sleeping, like try something. And so that's this one I really like because you don't have to do anything. You literally just sit there and you look at a computer screen with cool graphics on it and you listen to meditation music. And then it's retraining your brain to function more optimally. But it doesn't hurt. And you don't have to talk to her about your feelings. So I think it works really good for a lot of males. I mean, maybe that's what maybe I get in trouble for saying that, but
no, that could be a whole new market for you. I said it.
Oh no, she froze.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really amazing, actually. We'll have to put a link to all of that in the show notes because that sounds like something everyone could use.
If you have a kid with like
sleeping,
ADHD
anxiety, all the things that we all experience
anxiety,
and kind of just push to the side, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So one last question for you.
Sure.
What would you tell since we're on the mompreneur thing, what would you tell a mom maybe in your group or in your community who is thinking about starting their own business? There you are.
Oh, sorry. Your face froze so funny. It was like, Okay, you said
Thanks.
a mom who was thinking of starting therapy. Is that what you asked?
No, I'm sorry. A mom. No. We all need therapy. You know that. But
Evolving therapy could be like primary care, where you get assigned a therapist and a primary care provider, and then you can choose to go or not go instead of waiting till you're in complete distress and like at a 10 out of 10, and then trying to find a therapist in our community. Oh, I'll add that to the show notes too. I have a referral guide that itemizes
oh,
all the different therapists and the type of insurance they take, because I haven't been taking new clients so that I can build this business. I still have my current clients, but I can send you
mhm.
that referral guide as well in case anyone is like, oh, okay, I'd like to do some therapy. You can see what insurances each person takes and what their specialty are, especially, and
Oh
I
my God.
tailored it towards kids because I used to specialize in
Yeah.
working with kids. And when I stopped
Hmm.
specializing in that because I had two living in my home and I couldn't also see a bunch of kid clients,
Hmm.
I made a referral guide just so I'm not leaving anyone hanging.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I know it's very hard to find therapists. And you're right. It's like when you find a mole that you go, I don't know if that's weird or not. And then it takes 6 months to get to the dermatologist. Like,
Yeah.
that's not helpful. Right.
No, yeah,
So,
most people don't say, I think I might have some emotional distress in about 4 months. Maybe I'll start looking now. Like, so
well, I would because I'm
you're
like
a
that.
planner.
But
Yeah. Yeah. And you also know the system because you worked in it. And I know the system because I've worked in it. But it should be the same as, going to pick up a smoothie that you can just go and get started. But we're trying. Our
right.
community is really like we've done a lot in North County to create a clinicians Facebook group. We do meetups, we do perinatal mental health meetups. So or perinatal
Nice.
professionals meetups. So we're really trying to unify our community up here so that we can provide better access and we all know who other specialists are so that we can make sure if we have someone saying, here's what I'm struggling with, that we can pop them in straight away.
Mm,
So
thank you.
that's near and dear to my heart. It always has been. At the county, I was kind of known as someone who Holly's going to know who you can get to, even if I couldn't do it myself. And so I really love having that reputation for the queen of connections, as my group calls
Yes.
me. They're like, ask Holly, she'll know. So
I wonder if it's a Holly thing. I have a very good friend named Holly, and
yeah,
I call her Sunshine, and she is the one that you go to if you need a
yeah,
connection or a referral.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
this, like, oh, you know everybody and know exactly where to go. So thank you for
yeah.
that. I love
Maybe it
that
was
about
our gift, our
Hollies.
name gift. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
But
question were you asking me about moms? Because I totally stole your line of
no,
thinking.
no, hey, I'm all about this. I was just curious if there was a mom in your community and she came to you and said, I want to start a business,
Her face
what you
freeze
would
is
tell
so
her.
funny.
No.
I love it. It's so funny. Okay, ask it again.
What if there was a mom in your community and she came to you and said she wanted to start a business, what you would tell her?
I would tell her to go to you so that you can help her.
I was not trying to lead with that question, but okay.
I wish I would have come to you before because the beginning was hard. I was very confused. There was a lot. Private practice was somehow easier to start, or maybe I was just so postpartum fog that I just don't
Mm,
remember it. I don't know because Jack was
yeah.
3 months old when I started my
Oh,
private practice, and then COVID hit when he was 6 months old, and then I was like, oh God, what did I do?
yeah.
I maybe
Yeah.
shouldn't have like started my own business, but it was worth it. And then everyone wanted therapy during COVID. Anyway, I would tell them to make a plan first and do a little bit of research and then really think about what their motivation is. If it is that they want profit, if it's that they want a different lifestyle, if it's that they want to be able to be more available for their kiddos, and then just take a little bit of time and do some research. And then once they're ready, get it going because there isn't really a rush. And if you rush, then you might miss steps or you might get so overwhelmed with it that you're not enjoying it. The whole point of having your own business is being your own boss. And so making sure you're good with yourself before you start it because you're going to need to be okay. Like, it's going
Yeah.
to be messy at first. It's going to be confusing. You might not know how to fill out some of the forms or who to ask. And so being able to know that you are already regulated, that you're already in a good headspace, and then go for it. If you're chaotic, if you have
Mm.
too much going on, don't start a business right then. Like just wait until you're ready so that you can truly enjoy it and benefit from being your own boss instead of being stressed out all the time.
Great points. Thank you for bringing the therapy, mental health side
Always.
part into it. Because that's important. We have this idea and we just roll with it and we kind of forget about taking care of ourselves
Yeah.
through the process.
Yeah, and your business is not your identity. Your business is something that you do. And so even if your business like fails or you have a rough month or you're not making the profits you wanted to, that doesn't mean that you are not still valuable or that you are not still doing a fantastic job. Like businesses ebb and flow. Like when I first started, I talked to a lot of people who have been in business a long time and they said, you're probably not going to make that much money the first 2 years. You're just not. You're going to have to make sure you're okay financially and that your other business is golden because there is startup fees. There is a learning curve. People are not just going to magically start. You're not going to get 20 people to enroll in your fitness program the first month. It takes time. It takes care. It takes people seeing what you're doing and being able to join. And so that has been very helpful for me, that I don't take too much of it personally. If we have a really good month, woohoo. If we have a rough month, it doesn't, it's all still purposeful because what we're doing is something that means a lot to us and is purposeful.
Yeah. And you are changing lives.
In my own life. My own life. More than anything, like the way that I exist today versus me in April of 2023, like I am a completely calmer, way less attached to the outcome of things. If my house is messy, it doesn't bother me as much. Like I've just been able, because of what I'm doing and being more immersed in the wellness world, I have been able to let go of so many things that used to spin me out or that used to upset me. Or, now the reason I started this business was for being able to be more available for my kids and do more with them. And so it's totally changed how I view them and our home and myself. Yeah. So
lovely.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
And now you're giving that to so many women. Yes. Thank you, Holly. You are such a bright light.
Is take care of yourself so you can take care of your kiddos. Because I did it wrong for a good amount of time of just giving and giving and giving until I would crash, until I would completely burn all the way out or have a weird autoimmune type symptom. Or you know how it goes. You just go and you go and then you run out of steam and then you have to claw yourself back out of that hole instead of saying, it's okay that I say I'd like to take a nap. It's okay that I don't say yes to every single thing. This is a marathon. Motherhood is a very long endeavor. And we treat it as though it's a sprint and that, yes, we say yes to everything and volunteer for every single thing and bring all the treats to every school function. And you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, it's okay. Your kids need to see you taking care of yourself, not being a martyr.
Woo!
I said it. I was dropping the mic. That's it.
That's it. And thanks for joining us.
And goodbye.
And it's so true. And we are not told that. We are not told that at the beginning of motherhood. Shoot, I wasn't told that I was going to bleed for like 6 weeks after having my first baby. Yeah. They're just things that nobody tells us. And so it's refreshing and we need to hear it more of, it's okay.
And
it is okay
in our fitness program too, is like you're never going to get your body back and you shouldn't. Like your body will always be different because it has gone through something extraordinary. It has ebbed and flowed and changed and stretched and then compacted. And so the goal is to accept your new body and be gentle with it and be kind to it instead of trying to force it back into a place it's not meant to go again. And that's why we have a female only fitness program, why it's in like a private location so we can do bridges and hip thrusts without being in a man gym, and where we can talk about at the beginning of the workout, how are things going for you? Like, what are your intentions? Not just get your body back, get a six pack. Who gives a shit about that? Like, like we want to feel okay and we want stamina and we want to feel healthy. Not just a certain weight or, like that. Yeah. So that's, and I feel like because Kendra and I both didn't get that message so much, or because we were so swamped when we had our babies, like we feel so purposeful about sharing that with other moms. Like, just be easy on yourself, be gentle, don't overdo it. Like, just whatever rest and nourishment and care you can get that you can take from others, take it. Don't be, I'll do it myself. That's not the way it's supposed to go.
Did you all just feel that when Holly was talking? I just felt like a calming in my body of, oh my gosh, it's what we all need to hear. Yeah, and do. Thank you. So Holly, where can people find you online?
Okay, so my website is www.embracewellness805.com. I'm on Instagram, embracewellness805. I started the Mom Walk Collective ambassador for Atascadero, so that's linked on my Instagram as well. And then my office is downtown. It is right in between pho and black sheep. So it's right on Entrada.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yay. So everyone go check out Holl-lee. I love following your Instagram stories. You always have such good stuff on there. I'm like, oh, I need to get to the health food store and get that and get that and get that.
Oh, yes. I love between Gather and Harvest. I'm just obsessed. They've got such good stuff. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. And that's my last thing I'm going to say is I used to be so strict about my budget and about what I would spend. And now I have recognized you can invest in your health or you can deal with it later. And it's honestly going to cost more when you're not well and having to go to all these doctors and get yourself out of a hole. Like being healthy, feeling well, feeling energized, it's worth it.
Yes. So. I agree 1,000%. So thank you for what you are putting out into our community and helping so many women. I love it.
Yay. Thank you for having me. This is really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo. Anytime. You can come on anytime and we can, I'm sure there are 1,000 things we could talk about.
Oh, I could talk all day.
Me too.
Yay. Well, thank you for what you're doing. I love that you're taking the time to ask these questions and your business is so awesome. I share your business all the time with my mama clients who are also have their own businesses. So
thank you. Yes. I appreciate that. It does take a village and, lifting each other up and supporting each other. That is the way, I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're all stronger together.
That's right. Thank you everyone for joining us and, check us out next time for our next Truth Talk.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, my dear.
Well, Mama, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hang with me. If you enjoyed today's episode, will you do me a favor and follow the podcast and leave a review? Hitting that follow button and sharing your thoughts about the podcast are the best ways to ensure that other mamas like you find this show. Your review also lets me know if you're enjoying this podcast, so make sure to share your thoughts before you go. All right, Mama, I'll catch you in the next episode.